Welcome to We Watch Stupid. I'm Roxy.
And I'm Diana. Today we're going over the second part of Love is Blind Season 5. Last special episode, we talked about them in the pods through the proposals. And now the three couples that got engaged are in Mexico. And there are awkward shower silhouettes.
Sure are. So apparently 2 other couples went to Mexico that weren't.
What is this secret menu?
It's just me not reading books and reading gossip magazines instead.
Nice.
Yeah, so Renee, who she seems like she's a lot of fun. Like she ends up in
Is
the
she the
show a lot.
blonde?
Yeah, she's blonde. She's veterinarian. She wears a lot of matching sets. She and Carter,
Oh,
Country
the fish.
Bumpkin, they got together, went all the way to the altar, and then she's been on podcasts saying that their stuff got cut, apparently because he was super violent with production, threatened them when they wanted to do, because everybody has like you talked about, the shower silhouette scenes.
Uh-huh.
Apparently he didn't want to do that, so much so that he threatened production with violence. And then apparently he cheated on Renee while they were living together in the apartments after Mexico.
What?
Yeah, and other cast members saw him do that.
Wow. Wait, but who was the other couple then?
So, trigger warning for sexual assault. I don't remember her name, but yeah, she is currently suing the production company because she and whoever she was with got engaged, got to Mexico, and then she was sexually assaulted by the dude that she was engaged to, and alleges that the production company wouldn't let her leave and pressured her to stay with this person that was an abuser. So pretty horrific. It sounds like just between this lawsuit and then a guy from, I think, season 2 is also suing. Yeah, this production company has a lot going on.
Whoa, that's heavy. Did they just cut it all out? I guess that's why there's only 10 episodes. Because they probably were interacting, because we didn't see the other couple in Mexico at all. So if 3 of the girls were talking, then they couldn't use any of that.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they lost a lot of content because
Yeah.
they couldn't show them talking. Some people say that you can see Renee in the background of Mexico, but I wasn't watching that carefully. You definitely see Renee at the barbecue, and she is at the dress shopping. They just try to cut her out.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that weird? You're like, oh, is she just here to support?
Friends, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, great reading, great research.
Lots of stuff happening behind the scenes with this season.
Yeah.
Very, very, very odd. I hope production learns from this and keeps people safer in the future.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, this is kind of like an amateur production company. Like in today's climate, and I don't know, you see it on some other reality TV shows. Well, the thing that I'm thinking about is Below Deck. The production company, when they need to intervene, they intervene.
Yeah. I don't know if I would consider this production company amateur. I mean, look at the sets and everything that they have.
But it's it seems like it, right? Just how they would conduct themselves like that.
Sure.
Wait, what ended up happening with Carter and Renee?
Yeah, they broke up, and then because there's such a lag between production and when it all comes out, she's already remarried.
No.
She came out of the pods, got with someone who I guess she dated in the past, and within 9 months after leaving the pods was married to another person.
Love's love.
Yeah.
Love's love. Okay. Great work, Roxanne. Sorry, should we jump back to Mexico with the 3 couples that we know of?
Yeah, let's get
that
back
I
to
know of.
yeah, exactly. I feel like Lydia and Milton are hella awkward in Mexico. They're like, they're I don't know, just watching them interact in this like sexual way kind of makes my skin crawl. But I think it's just because they're both nerds. Like they're not like sexy people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but they have a banter that, like, they clearly seem to understand each other, and I'm just like, "Don't." If someone talked to me like that, I'd be like, "Okay, and that was done, and now we're moving on to the next little shtick that you're doing because that one's annoying."
Yeah. They definitely seem to have real chemistry.
Or geology.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote down they seem to have real chemistry, but Milton is just inexperienced. So Izzy and Stacy seem grateful that they're both hot, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, Stacy tells Izzy not to talk to Lydia in Spanish, which I thought was kind of shitty.
Oof, yeah.
Don't talk to her in Spanish. I want to like be able to hear it. I was like, what is that about? That seems
Jealousy?
pointed. Yeah.
Lydia is trying to dress Milton, and he's not having it.
That's an uphill battle for sure.
And I'm like, "Whoa, coming on strong, Lydia." Like,
I know it's your honeymoon.
it's not like he's, like, wearing like, let's say she, like a thong. Like, it's just, like, the color trunks. It's not, like, that much of a difference.
But I mean, she just found out that he was this gangly dude with this awful haircut and he like really really looks and feels like a 24-year-old. Like I would have some trouble getting used to that too. So I that's just gonna it seems like it's also maybe part of their dynamic. They seem to like tease each other a lot.
Yeah, they clearly like that, like, banter.
She tells him he should dress nicer and pick up his towels, and then he tells her to speak English.
Yes, you're right. Okay, yeah, the towel thing, like, I just, like, do you remember, like, the first time you traveled with your partner?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just remember kind of, like, observing. Obviously, I think the way that I handle things is the correct way because that's how I'm handling things.
Yes.
But, I don't think I would say, like, "Ew, the towels are on the floor," like, or whatever she was saying, like.
She just doesn't have any filters. Like, this woman has never, will never have any filter, so
Did I miss I think I did miss Lydia and Milton's date. Did they have a date? The way that, like, Taylor and JP went on the four-wheel, like, adventure, and then Stacy and Izzy did a mini golf.
I don't remember one.
Maybe it was a double one with Carter and Renee.
Oh, maybe so they had to cut it.
Sorry, but I just wanted to say that is it a four-wheeler? ATV? That's what it is, ATV? That was super awkward. She, like, clearly wasn't having fun. He's like, "Maybe we'll go faster next time." She's like, "I was good with the speed."
Yeah. Oh, man. I forget when it is, but Taylor tells Stacy over this lunch that she doesn't feel comfortable with JP anymore, and she starts to say she thinks it's because of how she looks, and Stacy's just like, "Huh, that's that's a bummer." Like, just it's just so not an emotional or, like,
No.
I don't know, emotionally available or emotionally intelligent person. I'm like, we're learning a lot about Stacy.
No, she really is no, yeah, she's not emotionally intelligent or available, all the above.
He says that he thinks Taylor wanted to leave since the beginning, and he, like, has no
He's
accountability
right.
for it. Yeah. And he wants to get past it, but, like, does he?
No, he doesn't. It's so weird, he's like, "You're harping on the one awkward thing," and it's like, "No, she's saying that's when it started and it's continued to be awkward. You clearly can't get past that one." like situation where you realize love is not blind.
It's good. I mean, I understand wanting the free Mexico vacation, but, like, at what cost?
They didn't want to sleep next to each other?
I don't know.
'Cause I would just do
Um,
it. I'd go through the motions.
and just try and enjoy the vacation.
Maybe I'd not do the shower silhouette if I was, like, really not into the guy.
I think they're there for, like, a week. That would kinda be a long time to be faking it for me.
Yes, yes, but I can be bought. I'm not above it.
I'm assuming this is a resort where they have, like, an open bar, just be
Yeah,
kicking back margaritas
yeah.
and
You already took the time off work, just get a tan, watch the train wrecks around you, like
Sure. So, yeah, I think episode 6 kinda opens with them having this disagreement about her makeup, and he's wearing a tank top that says USA on it.
it's a basketball jersey.
It's a basketball jersey, okay. Sports.
Yeah.
He says that it's weird between them because she won't change. What does she need to do to make this less awkward exactly?
Like, does she need to like? Because it's one thing to be okay with, like, awkward silences. It's another to be okay with just monologuing at someone and never getting anything in return in a conversation.
And that's something you evolve into after, like, 35 years of marriage. I feel
Yes.
like we probably both know people like that. Yeah, what I don't understand what she's supposed to change into. Like, go get plastic surgery right now and change into someone that's, like, actually his type? Like, is that what he means? Because I don't understand what she's supposed to do right now.
What's his type?
We have no idea. We still don't know. Although he has posted stuff on his Instagram with his new girlfriend, and she's a brunette.
I bet you Taylor's also a brunette.
You got a point there.
But it's also like, I get what she's saying about like, okay, so you're saying I'm pretty without makeup, but sometimes I want to wear makeup. Basically, like, I want my partner to think I'm hot with anything that any outfit I'm putting on, any like look I'm going for. Like, obviously, they're going to have preferences.
It's also dumb because he says, like, any woman would be so happy to hear that they look great without makeup, and she's like, "Well, I wear makeup."
You know who wouldn't want to hear that? Nikki Exotica.
Great point.
That's like she said it, like she wanted to feel confident and like beautiful. And a lot of times you feel that way with makeup on. Like that's one of the magics of makeup.
She also we, like, don't see her in full glam after. Like, they get to Mexico, and she doesn't have a stitch of makeup on the whole time, it seems like, because she's on the beach and whatever.
So it was like her prom. Like
Yes!
so he doesn't like the way her look for prom. Like fine.
She's wearing a gown to be formally engaged on TV. Like he saw what's her face? Vanessa Lachey looked like when they did
So
that intro,
true.
right? Like, she's a woman on television. That's
Yeah.
the makeup you wear on television, otherwise, you look like Stacy without makeup, naked mole rat.
I was gonna say Johnny. There's something about Johnny where I'm just like, do you have eyelashes?
Yeah, he's really bizarre, but I'm really happy that Taylor stood up for herself and was like, "This is bullshit. I'm out."
And so she leaves, she sleeps in a different room, and then they meet up again, and he wants to, like, keep trying, and she's like, "Nah, I'm cool, I'm cool."
I just don't understand what his end game is here. If he doesn't like the way she looks, that's not is he, like, trying to just get back to the pods of it all? 'Cause that's not gonna happen, because now you know what she looks like and she's not your type, and you're being weird about it.
I think he is just weird. I don't think it's necessarily that she's not his type. It's that he is just, like, he's awkward. Like, we haven't talked about reachers before on the podcast. Like, every relationship, there's a reacher.
What's a reacher?
You're, like, reaching up. Like like, either from, like, personality-wise or looks-wise. A lot of times it's looks-wise, but then it's, like, if you got, like, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, like, I'm guessing, like, Blake Lively's personality is better than Ryan Reynolds because it's typically the guy that's the reacher.
I see what you're saying. So, yeah, there's somebody that's out of somebody's league in some way.
Yeah,
Because we all bring a lot to the table, but it's not always, like, equally matched.
and I think he thinks she's too hot for him, or is, like, that
Oh.
sorta, like, hot girl, and so then he's, like, an awkward teenager, like, "I'm dating the head cheerleader," or something like that.
I have not heard this theory on this yet. Very
Oh.
interesting.
That's the only thing I could, like, I'm like, "Okay," 'cause I don't like, she's pretty, and he's saying, like, "You look beautiful, like, naturally." It's like, "'Cause you're too hot with, like, all done up, and I can't, like, concentrate."
So he's, like, intimidated by
Yes, intimidated. Yes, 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 yes.
Glam. He's so intimidated by her in Glam that he was scared shitless when they got engaged, when they had the reveal, and he can't get over it.
Yeah, and then he's just hoping that, like, he'll either get, like, a better personality so he's not reaching as high, or, like, we'll get used to it.
This is a very interesting theory because, like, I've seen his new girlfriend on Instagram, and she's a brunette, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's not like I'm not trying to say she's ugly or anything. Like, I definitely think Taylor is definitely a little bit more attention grabbing than the woman he's with. I don't know what his deal is. He doubles down on him just like not being an awkward dude at the reunion, but like this doesn't seem like normal.
Should we jump into what else was there?
I just need to say that we see Stacy without makeup for the first time, and she's like 4 shades lighter.
I was noticing the orange streak and the eyebrows.
Her contour or blush or whatever and the eyebrows are so wild to me, and she's supposed to be a makeup artist.
I know, I know.
Oh, something else about Stacy, we can talk more about it, but she says she's an operations manager, and the whole time I was like, "What the frick is that?" But she's an operations manager for her dad's oil and gas company. Izzy said that on a
Looks
podcast.
on paper, but she's really a Pilates instructor and, like, that's where her money actually comes from, and then this Pilates instructor organizing business and yeah. Anything else about Mexico?
No.
Okay, so then they're back. They like go to their apartments. There's some stuff going on. But the next thing of note is when, for me at least, was when Stacy and Izzy were at her house and they were like going through it, and then they start talking about money, and she's really intense.
We get hints of her, like, mean girlness
That's a good descriptor.
throughout her being in the pod, just saying, like she just has, like, a catty attitude. She talks shit about all the men that she's not interested in, and then, like, she's driving Izzy to her house in a Mercedes sedan, and then she pulls up to her garage, and there's a Mercedes SUV in it, and she, like, makes sure to tell him that it's 3 stories and, it's, like, under renovation, which we know isn't cheap. She's talking about getting custom cabinets in her living room, all this stuff, and it felt so uncomfortable to watch him talk about fitting, like being in her house and fitting in there. And I just felt like her
Mhm.
attitude was like very like it seemed like she was trying to act like she wanted him in there, but I don't know. This watching her show him around the house, I'm like, I don't think she actually wants to be with this guy. For some reason it hit me
No.
then that it
Yeah.
wasn't gonna work out with them.
Yeah, because it's like you wanna have or okay, I wanted and would wanna have, like, a place that's the 2 of yours. Like, it's not
Right.
and I know that there's different scenarios where that can't always, be the case, but this is where she's renovating a house to her liking,
Yeah.
not to her and her partner's liking,
Right.
and, like, mid-renovation, like, it's just a weird time to be like, "And now I'm gonna go on Love is Blind and get a fiancé."
I wonder if she went on Love is Blind because her house was under renovation and she wanted to have, like a functional toilet and kitchen.
Hmm. Well, in a three-story house, I hope that there's more than one toilet.
Yeah. It made me really uncomfortable when she made sure to like show him her cabinet full of crystal and then
I'm sorry, that was all from HomeGoods. Like, what that wasn't, like, Waterford. Like, it wasn't, like, Tiffany's or, like, I don't know what
Yeah,
other
I don't
nice
know
things are.
what that was about, and then she makes sure to show him her brass silverware.
'Cause she's so trendy.
You know what? Maybe this is timeline fraud. Maybe they went to his house first, and they're just showing us him going to her
Oh,
house. Yeah, look at me with, like, actual glasses and, like, actual silverware.
yeah.
I might do the same thing. I don't know. I just she really puts me
But you have
off.
a sense of humor. I don't know if she has a sense of humor.
She doesn't. No, she definitely doesn't.
But so when they're talking about money, they're talking about like the furnace or whatever. And like he wants to split things 50-50 with the house, which it will never be 50-50 because she put the mortgage down or the down
Right.
payment down, and he's going to be paying her half of her mortgage. Anyway, but what I wanted to ask you is dinners as a married couple or a committed couple. Are dinners 50-50?
So we have for the last probably like year and a half since we've been living together, we just got a shared credit card and we just put all of our shared expenses on it.
Okay.
But and then we pay half of the bill. And that's been working for us. But it's really funny when we go out to dinner or like get coffee or something, my partner will like he'll be the one to pull out the card and pay for it. But like I know we're splitting
Yeah,
it.
right? That's a good, like, easy, like, way to do it.
Yeah, it's simplified everything. It's been really, really great for us. But yeah, I just think it's funny that he'll be the one to pull it out. And like it was his birthday last Monday, so I don't, I'm not going to go halvesies with his birthday dinner and he
Oh,
doesn't go halvesies with like my birthday dinner, but everything else, yeah, it's 50-50. Also, how long does a man have to keep treating you to dinner when you're like married?
I don't know, but I didn't like her answer, and I also didn't like his answer. I like your answer more, um,
But like how is my answer that different from Izzy's though?
because it's, like, more of a partnership than, like, putting 2 cards down.
That would be weird, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah.
like, well, like, who's being a cheap tipper,
Yeah.
right?
She just the way she launches into all of this with him, seemingly out of nowhere. She literally is like making him a cocktail, turns around and is like, "All right, we need to go through everything financial, da 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 da." Da." Like
Yeah, 401k, Roth IRA, like
savings, contributions, da da da. Like if this was this important to you, which financial literacy in a partner that you're going to be entwining yourself with should be, why didn't this come up before you said yes to the engagement?
She says it that money is the most awkward thing. She thinks it's one of the most awkward things to talk about or one of the most difficult things to talk about, and so that's why she didn't bring it up or talk about it. 'Cause that's not fun.
So she's like a fucking catfish then, because
Totally.
she like says in the pods that she wants to be fun and she doesn't want to be serious. And then as soon as they're out of there, then it's all like money, money, money. Where are you in life? Where's your stability? Da da da. And like just throwing her like Mercedes and her house and all this stuff at him. And also, I don't like the fact that she is acting like she bootstrapped in the same way that her grandpa did, because
Yeah, 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 yeah.
your daddy gave you a job in oil and gas and you act like everyone wants all this money from you.
I did not like that either.
What
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about?
She said something like she doesn't like watching men, like, expect her dad to pay for things. And I'm like, "Well, first of all, why did you watch that? That is so disrespectful."
Yeah, what does that even mean?
It took me a while to get comfortable with, like, my in-laws picking up every bill or every, like, restaurant bill.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Like, sometimes like, once I, like, got on my feet and I'd, like, go to lunch with my mom and I was like, "I got this, mom." You
Mhm.
know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's, like, not how my in-laws do it. I'm very, like, thankful every time, like, we go to lunch and he picks it up and I'm, like, very vocal about it, but I would never just, like, sit back and expect it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and then he asked her, "Okay, so does that mean you want a man to pay for everything for you all the time?" And she goes, "No!" Like, yeah, she does.
Like, everything but living expenses?
Yeah, like, she's not being specific at all. She's like, "You need to provide. You need to provide. You need to be a provider. You need to
Yeah.
help me with the house. You need to pay for dinner." But no, I don't need you to pay for anything. I work so hard. My daddy gave me this job and I work so hard at
Yeah, and I'm a hustler. Look at my cabinet with
it.
wine glasses in it. Wow.
Yeah. She's a living nightmare. I don't understand what she wanted out of this. But yeah, Izzy ain't it. Like I'm not a fan of him either, let's be clear. Like he is a fucking scrub. But like she makes me so uncomfortable.
Let's jump to when they go to his house,
Yes,
okay?
please.
Now, 2 things that she was really harping on was the lost and found and the paper and plastic plates and cups.
Yeah, he's a scrub.
What do you think of the lost and found?
She's asking about it and asking about it, and he doesn't have a good answer. And then eventually he's like, I left it on purpose. I'm like, no, you didn't. You're fucking lazy. He's
Yeah,
lazy.
100%. I think she said at first, like, "You left it because you want me to think of you as a fuckboy." No, he's lazy, okay?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, "Oh, this is a perfectly good earring. It shouldn't go in the trash." Where does it go? The junk drawer.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. He doesn't want to throw it away because I don't know, somebody might ask for it someday. Who knows?
Well, okay, you are a very good home editor slash like purger. Like, I would totally do that too. I'd be like, okay, someone left this. It's perfectly fine. Like, I don't know. Maybe I need it for a costume one day. Like,
She really like escalates this quickly and for no reason. But he's not helping the issue. Like he's just like batting stuff around. He's just like batting ideas around rather than being like, I don't know, I forgot. They're both trying to make more out of it than he's lazy because he doesn't want to admit he's
that he's
lazy.
lazy. Yeah. What about the paper plates?
Dude, that's unacceptable. It's just
Okay.
unacceptable. It's, like, wasteful.
It's wasteful. That's what I think. It's not elitist. It's nothing like she's not trying to say she's better than him. It's saying, "Grow up, go to Home Goods, get a set of plates." They're $10.
Go to Goodwill even, if it's, like, a cost thing. Like, it's so wasteful and it's so lazy. I'm surprised there wasn't just, like, an open trash can in the middle of the kitchen, like in a fucking frat house where he just tossed everything.
The fact that he had, like, the Dixie paper plates, like, in the cabinet, like
It was so bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, like, you need paper plates for, like, random things, right? So, like but it's not, like, readily available in your kitchen as, like, what you're using every day.
No, it's in, like, the top back corner behind the appliances I don't use all the time.
And it's we're having a barbecue and don't want like, there's too many people for than, like, ceramic plates you have or whatever. Also, cost like, those paper plates are gonna end up being more, like, within a month
Absolutely.
than just, like
He's such a scrub. He's just such a fucking scrub. Do you wanna talk about meeting Stacy's family and then maybe a little bit of Uche and Aaliyah?
Yeah,
Because I have some stuff about Uche and Aaliyah that I think will seg nicely into the barbecue.
perfect. Okay.
Okay, so Izzy meets Stacy's family. Dad is iconic.
What in particular?
Love needs to eat. Love needs to have a roof. Love wants to fly first class.
It do it does. Mhm. Yeah.
This is when I start to see Izzy's eyes get deader and deader and deader. And it like by the wedding, his eyes are just they look like black holes to me. And this is when I feel like the deadness in his eyes starts when he meets dad and he lies to himself after talking to dad and he says he went for Stacy because she knows what she wants. What does Stacy want in the pods?
Clearly, Stacy wants ceramic plates, quote, "crystal cups." No. Stacey wants to have fun.
Exactly.
Stacey wants to write poetry.
That's how we know Stacy from the pods.
Yeah.
Like she I don't understand what their relationship was in the pods. Like, it seems like BS to me, but, like, this is when I feel like I started to see Izzy lying to himself and just, like, dying inside to make it through whatever this is. It really got me. What did you think about dad?
Yeah, I thought he was comic gold. He was pretty intense. The family she had multiple sisters, right?
Yes.
And, yeah, I mean, they were nice to him, but they were,
Yeah,
like I feel like they were kinda almost acting, like, more bougie than they are.
probably, yeah. I feel like they're people that put on airs. Like, she has the, I know she has Cartier bracelets, and those are like,
$1.
$10,000 bra $10,000 bracelets, and I feel like you don't those aren't necessarily the bracelets that people that, like, really have money have. These are people that wanna show off that they have money, you know?
Yep.
Like I can afford those bracelets, but I
Well,
digress.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Anything else about her family? Okay.
Mm-mm.
I wanna skip back to, yeah, Uche and Aaliyah meeting up
Okay.
because I, like, picked that apart when I was rewatching, and I took a lot of notes.
Okay, let's do it.
So, they're talking about what went down between them. Aaliyah leaving and them not really getting the chance to have a relationship like everyone else in the pods did. Uche says that he didn't want to badmouth Lydia when they all found out that he and Lydia had dated because he says that anything he did, he was going to lose. If he badmouthed Lydia, that was going to make him look bad to Aaliyah. And if he said Lydia was great for some reason, that would also make him lose. I don't remember his like logic there.
Well, I think it was like if he badmouths Lydia, then oh, like this is how he talks about his exes and he's gonna lose. And I don't think he had anything good to say about Lydia.
No. And then he continues to just like badmouth Lydia the whole
Yeah.
time. Like after having told Aaliyah that they were going to be like lifelong friends, I'm like, what is it then?
He talks in circles like a fucking lawyer.
Yeah, he like then just don't say anything. Like you don't have to say anything if that's not how you really feel.
He needs to talk.
You said it. Okay, so then he says Lydia and his relationship went like this. They dated for a couple months. Something happened. He broke it off. She apologized, whatever happened.
Sorry, I just want to interject and say he made it seem like he was saying that she lied or was untruthful, and it was like she was going through his stuff.
Yeah. That comes up more, I think, in the like at the barbecue.
Okay.
But then they started seeing each other again. And he says, then that's when people started screenshotting her looking at their Instagram stories.
But don't forget that they started seeing each other again because she had a loss in the family, and he was like, "Oh, she needs someone."
He broke it off. She apologized. They saw each other again. Then she was looking at his people's Instagram stories, drives out to his house, takes a picture. So then he stopped talking to her again. Then he finds out she experienced a loss and he felt bad, so he tried to support her, but then broke up with her again.
After she seemed a little bit more okay. None of it makes sense.
But then he's like telling Aaliyah that he went back and forth with her 3 times, broke up with her twice, ghosted her once. That is chaos. And then he's
Yeah.
trying to tell everyone else that Lydia is chaos. They're both chaos. They should not be in the
Ooh,
same
yes.
room together, but he is so up his own ass that he can't, even when he's like explaining it to Aaliyah, he can't like see that he's full of shit too.
Yeah. No, he can't. He has no self-reflection at all. And okay, so I think you mentioned in the last episode that that he said that he was getting bad cuts, and like I think the last thing that he said in that like interaction with Aaliyah was he didn't actually say it at the meal. He said it previously.
Right. Yeah. He said that they edited in that I think it's over with us, even though they decided at that lunch to continue dating.
Okay. So, fine. But Aaliyah was getting a lot of bad cuts. She looked super desperate. I feel like there must have been after you said that I was really paying attention to like who was talking and who was on screen. And there were lots of times where like she was like sounded super desperate and like I think that you're my person and like all this, but it wasn't her face.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if there's actually anything to that, but he also said very rude things to her. And like, like it was on her, like on his face. He didn't get a bad cut. She got a bad cut.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets kind of emotional telling her that he was ready to propose to her, but then he blames her for not having confidence in him and not having confidence in the relationship.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Like, if she doesn't have confidence in you or confidence in the relationship, that's her right. She
Uh-huh.
doesn't owe you anything. Why is that something she owes you? Why is that something you need to blame or shame her for? He's a piece of shit.
Because he's a piece of shit and he can keep his toxic masculinity to himself.
For real. So yeah, I'm very curious what happened first, like the barbecue or this lunch, because he like is wild at the barbecue.
Oh, because since they technically did date after the lunch.
I'm like, he gets so worked up with Lydia.
Yeah, let's jump to the barbecue. Okay, do we care about Johnny, Izzy, and Chris? Because
No, I took some notes on it. Izzy, like, Izzy tells Johnny a bunch of times that she's sketchy, and he has like a hard
everyone
on.
thinks you're sketchy AF. Wait, what? Really? Or
He
just
has like a hard
metaphorically?
on after fighting with her, just metaphorically.
Sorry, are they on OnlyFans?
He's also like wasted, like yelling at Johnny, and he offers advice and she's like, "No, thank you." And then he just keeps telling her like bad stuff. And he's also like, "Oh, not to bash you, but like, I'm so glad we're not together because you're so sketchy."
Johnny cries a bunch. I didn't care.
No.
Plus, like, I'm now obsessed with Milton.
He's I oh my god. Okay. I loved him in here. So Uche shows up and like beelines for Lydia. Like
Exactly.
immediately for Lydia.
Mhm.
And she says, "No, thank you." And he's like, "I need to get to the bottom of your intentions," and like pressures her to go talk to him. Such a creep.
Such a creep. And then he, like, starts off their conversation by, like, saying why he liked her. It was weird. The reasons why he liked her of, like, he said something like, "You put in the effort and, like, I felt wanted by you, and I tell you my favorite color, and the next time I see you, you're wearing a blue dress." And I'm like, "That's creepy and desperate." Like, no thanks.
He likes that because he's like this macho misogynist guy. So if a woman's going to like go out of her way to do everything for him, he's gonna love it. He's gonna eat it up.
So, wait, they should be together. They're both chaos, and they're both creepy and desperate.
Oh my god. I hate they're both so they both just bring out the worst in each other, it seems like. They probably had insane sex. Like insane.
Freak meter off the charts.
Freak meter off the
Yeah.
charts for sure. So yeah, he does all that, but then he starts to go in. He starts accusing her of lying, and then she says that he's lying, but nobody is specific about
Yeah.
what was lied about.
What did she go through? Did she go through a drawer? Did she go through his pockets? Like, what?
His phone, like what is it? And then he's like, he says that, okay, if you didn't lie, then why was I so upset?
I know. Answer that. Answer that for yourself, Uche.
Nobody knows why you're upset, Uche.
Yeah.
You know why you're upset. Like just this
No, he needs
pattern
someone
of
else to tell him why he was upset because that's women need to be told why they do things and their intent and what their intentions are.
it's just like so it's like super abusive to blame people for your own feelings and never take responsibility for them. And he does that again and again and again. He does it with Aaliyah several times, and then he's doing it with Lydia.
And the whole time he's trying to make her look bad, but he's just looks bad.
And she has to tell him not to yell, and then he just keeps so instead of like yelling, he just keeps talking over her and won't let her speak. And he's just getting super worked up. And it's like, okay, bro, if you're trying to be like the bigger person or like show how mature you are, this is not how you conduct yourself.
Nope. No, he's, like, trying to show his, like, trial lawyer skills. Like, "Look at this evidence, look at the screenshots." Well, then why was I upset?
Yeah. It's so bizarre. Like he's clearly still obsessed with her for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like he's obsessed. he won't leave her alone. She has to leave with him yelling, "Let me finish," over and over and over, and he's, like, pleading with her to come back and talk to him. He's literally pleading with her.
Well, okay, is that more of a demonstration of how he's obsessed with her versus when he's trying to basically convince Milton to not marry her, but, like, not saying don't marry?
It's
Like
all the same. I was like, Milton is such a hero. He, like, goes in to support her, and I guess when he was, like, showing her the phone, he was, like, being like, "Text me a this emoji if you don't feel safe." And then
Mhm.
he also puts a time limit on it. He's like, we have to leave in 10 minutes. So, like, "Uche, you're on notice. You have 10 minutes to get your point across," or whatever. I thought that was really smart of Milton.
Lydia tells us that Uche cheated on her. Do you believe that?
Oh, she says something about the sexting. That's what she says. She says something about the sexting to him, but she's neither of them are specific. I'm like, what are you hiding? Like, you are both chaos here. This is
Yeah,
so weird.
yeah. And Lydia was pretty drunk.
You think?
I kinda do, just the way she was no, but she is very passionate. I still don't like her, but, like
I'm bad
yeah,
at understanding, especially through a TV, if someone is drunk. I could definitely tell with Izzy because he was slurring his words, but with I mean, maybe Uche was hammered too, and that's why he was, like, going ham, but
maybe.
I couldn't. I'm not a good judge.
Uche came back to, like, the group, and I forget what he said to Miriam. Oh, he said like, he basically told Miriam to, like, stop talking, 'cause he wanted to hear someone else talk, and she was like, "Oh, that was beautiful." I think she said, "Keep your toxic masculinity to yourself," and, like, "I can see through you." Oh my god, beautiful.
Uche is he's going and talking to this group of women, and then I think there's a dude there, maybe it's Carter, and he accuses Lydia of knowing that he was being cast and for stalking him, and he's just, like, trying to get this propaganda out. And then
Yeah,
oh, and another weird thing that happens is Johnny has, like, a strong reaction, and then Stacy starts yelling at Johnny for having a reaction.
that was so weird. He's like, "Something wrong with your face?"
So weird. It's such a mean girl. She is such a mean person.
Yeah,
And then Uche says that Lydia ruined anything that he and Aaliyah could have had, and he wants accountability. I think Uche ruined what he and Aaliyah could have had.
100%. Yeah.
So I don't think that Lydia owes, and I think that's why maybe he's so obsessed with her. But she's never going to admit she ruined their relationship. A, because I don't think that's really true.
No, yeah, Uche definitely did it. Lydia didn't help, but
But he and Aaliyah went on to date, and then he still ruined it.
yeah.
And all the women say that that's not how that happened, and they all stick up for Lydia, and he cannot deal with it. And then Stacy is telling Uche off, and then Miriam starts to talk, and he literally waves at her and, like, tells her to shut up. And then Miriam goes off, and then he starts accusing Miriam of not having a, a house or a job.
I know, so weird.
Like, so unnecessary. So
Yeah.
unnecessary. Oh, Miriam also tells Uche, "I'm not Lydia or Aaliyah. You're not gonna make me cry." Can you tell I took very precise
You
notes
did.
on all
I'm
of
happy about
it?
that. I was just watching, I was just like, "Yes, you are fun and you're articulate." I'm assuming you're a little tipsy right now, but you are nice.
She basically, like, runs him out of town. He can't take the heat. He leaves.
Yeah.
Incredible. So, yeah, then what did you I love this I love Milton
Oh my god, I
looking
love
so
Milton.
bored during this conversation.
He's high, right?
You think?
That guy is high as a kite.
That
Yes,
might
he
just be
looks
his
bored, but
face.
yeah, he's just like, my mom always said, "You're on one plane, I'm on another plane. It's interdimensional calculus." Like,
Oh my god.
yes, beautiful.
I was so impressed. I was so impressed with him here.
Yeah, me too. Mature beyond his years, mature beyond my years, beyond my mom's years. Like, it was perfect.
And this is another reason why I think he and Lydia are actually very well suited. He doesn't get down in it. He's like, Lydia's having a strong reaction because Uche's being a piece of shit. I'm gonna keep my cool. And also smart, he knows that if I don't give Uche his opportunity to be heard, he's not going to let it go. So I
Yeah.
think it was very smart for Milton to just let him talk at him.
Fucking monologue. Just like, I'd be a bad friend if I didn't let you know, but, like, she's bad. Like,
Just let him monologue, let him get it out of his system, and then throw this interdimensional calculus, multidimensional Pythagorean theorem stuff at him, make him feel stupid and confused, and then he'll calm down and shut up. It was brilliant.
it really was.
I also love the final question that like brings up with Milton. He's like, "So how's your communication?" And Milton's like, "Oh, it's been really great. Like I really love where we are now." And then Uche's like, "Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like your communication is like good now because you're like in a honeymoon phase, but that maybe when you're a few years down the line it might like break down and then maybe it's not as great as you originally thought it was?" Question mark. Like
I live my life in honeymoon phase.
yes, I know. So
Also, no, like, the
perfect.
whole time he's just, like, trying to make a case against Lydia, and for why? Like, it doesn't because he's obsessed with her.
Yeah. She's moved on,
Mhm.
Uche. She's moved on. So, speaking of people that are obsessed with their exes, like, why do you think Izzy is so obsessed with Johnny? He's obsessed with her, right? Like, he does not leave her alone during this barbecue.
Maybe because she has better contouring skills? Larger teeth?
She doesn't walk around with orange stripes.
Yeah.
He thinks she's really hot. I mean, they make out later, they admit at the reunion,
What?
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
no, not at the barbecue.
I don't know. I just think, like, okay, maybe I'm lumping him in with Uche, but just like he wants to be proven right about like that a girl did him wrong, that a girl like talked out of both sides of her mouth or like said one thing to him and one thing to Chris and
And
whatever.
yeah, it's like a witch hunt mentality, and he keeps bringing up how she said she loved him 4 times.
Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Just letting you know. Okay. I love you. That's 5 times now.
And he's also, like, talking to Chris, he's talking to Chris about how he doesn't want him to get taken advantage of, and he's like, we're so alike, man, like, we both have such good hearts. People can, like, take advantage of us so easily, you
Yeah.
know?" I'm like, "Okay, sure, man. Yeah, you're a real nice guy, cornering a woman and telling her she's sketchy as fuck. You're a real nice guy."
When's the last time you told someone that you and I were like like, I see myself in you.
It's so creepy, like, just
It is.
don't. You
Yeah.
can think that and you can, like, give them advice or
Psychoanalyze someone.
like, yeah, for some reason, Izzy really wants Chris to say that he, like, doesn't forgive her for her behavior or
I
something,
know,
and
it's like these witch hunts.
yeah, Chris is like, "No, we cleared it up. We're good. We're dating. Like, relax.
Yeah.
It's fine." And then, like, Stacy comes in or yeah, they're all, like, yelling, and it's weird, and then, like, Izzy and, Stacy get up to leave, and Izzy makes a point to tell Chris, like, "We're good, man, we're good," and Chris says, "All 4 of us are not good." I just thought that was so funny.
What do you wanna jump to now?
Oh, Stacy makes Izzy cry in the closet when they get back from the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
She gets mad at Izzy for, like, comparing her to Johnny.
The mess.
Everything about this conversation was, like, so dumb. She is, like, accusing him of not showing up in the relationship, and he's like, "Please elaborate." And she just keeps saying, "What do you do for me?"
"You haven't cooked me dinner."
Yeah, but and then so that's, like, dumb because it's a two-way street. Like, be specific if your needs aren't being met. This is
Mhm.
dumb. And then he says that everything he's doing is like, I come home and like, I'm adapting to you. I'm juggling my emotions. Like-
So many feelings. He's so emotionally available.
so, AKA nothing. Like he doesn't have a real response to it. Like he didn't have a real response for his lost and found.
But he is emotionally available, okay? Not, like, intellectually available, but
Okay. Is that just a thing he says? Is that just like a noise he makes? Like, "I'm emotionally available." Sure, yeah.
he said they're, like, emotionally, yeah, available, like, more stable than exes in the past for Stacy and I think Johnny as well. I like that a noise he makes.
And then he goes and cries in the closet, and it's actually very funny. I don't like laughing at him, but, like, this was the dumbest argument from the dumbest piece of shit people. So, that was funny to me. And he's not enough for her, and he's never going to be, and so
Mhm.
she's just like basically picking on him in every way that she can instead of like saying that she wants to be with someone rich. There's this comedian Doug Benson who has a really funny bit where he's like, I'm a dummy because I believe women when they say that they want someone with a sense of humor. That's that's not true. Women want people with big cocks and stacks of cash, but it's not ladylike to say, "I like cocks and money." So they say, "I want a sense of
Yeah.
humor."
It's
And
true.
I kn it's true, it's not ladylike to say that,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think Stacy is realizing that she's with this scrub, and it's not gonna change.
I think he has earning potential.
Not what she wants.
Give him a minute, he's 29.
Do you think this woman is patient?
It's true. True.
Do you think she has patience for him to build an insurance business?
Apparently not. But love has no credit score.
Okay, I think last thing in this episode is meeting Milton's family, and Milton's mom is like scary, and I also want her to like step on me. I really liked her.
Yeah, I liked her too. I liked his whole family.
They seem like they could have probably been very strict parents that are now like mellowing out, but
Uh-huh.
seems like they all are like ambitious, serious but sweet people.
Mhm.
But I really liked his mom and the question she was asking, and she seemed to be like skeptical but accepting.
That's a good way to describe it. 'Cause what did she ask her? Like, what does a 30-year-old want with a 24-year-old?
Yep. But I thought Lydia had good answers.
She did. She did. I will give her that. I still hate her though.
The sister I thought was like the most skeptical. She didn't seem to believe in the experiment at all. And then they like go to lunch and try and clear some stuff up, and I feel like she's just projecting what she hates about her own married life onto Milton.
What was she saying?
She was just saying stuff like, I mean, have you talked about your parenting styles?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
parenting is so hard and daycare is so expensive and you're going to hate it. And how are you going to do that? And da 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 da. And then he had a really good response, which is just like, we're still getting to know each other, we do talk about that stuff. Like, you're assuming that I haven't, like, I'm not capable of doing any of this. Like,
Milton, I love you.
yeah, it seems like their communication is really good.
Yeah. Well, because of Milton.
You think?
And he understands that, like, you're on an x-axis and I'm on a y-axis, and we need cosines and tangents to understand each other, and then we'll get to the answer is 1.
Perfect. So yeah, then they go wedding dress shopping and it's whatever. It's like very short because there's only two people. Renee is there.
Yeah. I don't think anything, like, interesting happened, like, "Okay, cool."
I didn't take a ton of notes on this episode.
Well, the night before, there's, like, an argument with Izzy and Stacy, and then Milton and Lydia go on, like, a date in the gem museum.
So Stacy, it like we get to Stacy and Izzy, they're both very serious, and then it sounds like feels kind of like a reenactment, but Stacy is mad about his credit score
Uh-huh.
and how low it is. He said on a podcast that it was 580.
Okay,
He doesn't have a credit card, but he also doesn't have debt anymore.
great. So he doesn't have debt, and then he doesn't have any credit card debt too. So then he could get a credit card, and then as long as he pays it.
It's not that hard to build your credit score back up.
I don't think so, and also, she owns the house, so it's not like his credit's gonna be checked for a mortgage anytime soon.
Oh, she's making this into like a very moral situation.
Yeah, about being transparent and, like,
Again, if this is shit that was important to you, why didn't you ask about it in the pods? All you wanted to do was like have fun.
another reason why she didn't actually know what she wanted. Izzy, stop lying to yourself.
Johnny actually brought up, I think, in the pods that like somehow Johnny knew that his score wasn't good.
Maybe she asked the hard questions.
Yeah, but Stacy didn't.
Is that something you would ask?
If it's that important to you,
I guess, yeah.
yes.
Love has no credit score, so I don't ask.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't like a natural situation. I think like I had to figure out my partner's credit score when we got a credit card together, and then when we started talking about like buying property together, I kind of had to emphasize for him how important that is to have a good credit score. So, but I didn't really know it until I needed to, I guess.
Yeah. I, like, assumed a credit score based on, like, conversations we'd had, but, like, whatever. Like you said, you can build your credit, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's really not this like moral dilemma. She does make it about lying, but it's also like I wouldn't even consider that necessarily like a huge omission.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not like he has like a secret family or like he's actually not attracted to your gender or something.
Those are extremes. Yeah.
Those are extreme. Yes, but like this is not what she's making it out to be.
Mhm.
It's just an excuse to say no
Yeah, I
because
agree.
he's a scrub in every other way. So
With a lost and found and no plates. You you're just a virgin who can't drive.
So, what did you think about Milton and Lydia's like argument at
Yeah,
the
well,
gem
remind me.
museum? He basically tells her that he thinks she could have handled the situation with Uche at the
Oh,
barbecue.
okay, yeah, no, Milton, you're great, yeah. Lydia, you're bad.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from in a big way, and she in this is like having, he's telling her like he never says you're bad, don't act like that ever again. He said, I think you could have handled that situation
Mhm.
better. He's very, very specific about it.
Milton, you're great. I love you, Milton.
it's really funny because she has this huge reaction.
Yeah. Another huge reaction, yeah.
Only further proves his point.
Yeah. At this point, if Milton started a cult, I would follow him.
Up the y-axis or what?
Yeah. Up the Y-axis, yeah, that's a good name.
Okay, so then we have the weddings, not a ton happens. Stacy has her makeup done properly for once. All of Milton's groomsmen give him shit for having a terrible haircut.
Yeah.
Milton and Lydia say yes.
Mhm.
Milton is on like no sleep at his own wedding. He is like
Oh,
falling.
yeah, yeah, he had a shift at work.
I thought that was really funny.
Mm.
So I doubt they got to consummate the marriage that night.
They can't consummate the marriage because they don't fit with each other. It's like the bodies don't align.
I
Uh,
mean, obviously, your marriage isn't an example of this, but like, why is it that super tall dudes always end up with like the shrimpiest women? It is so bizarre to me.
because they're evil.
Men?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then those poor women have to pop out their kids. I think about Shaq's wife constantly.
Is she a shorty?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
A
know
little
that.
teeny tiny, you should look it up.
That's yeah, like why? Ugh,
Yeah.
whatever. So then Stacy says no at the altar. She told him the night before she was gonna say no.
Wait, she did?
Wait, maybe I'm making that up. Sorry, slander. I think she just knew the night before that she was gonna say no.
But how do the producers know? Because they had him go first and say yes, and then she said no. But then with Milton and Stacy, she went first and said yes, and then he went first and said yes, or went second and said yes. How do they know?
The vibes.
I thought Milton was gonna say no.
Really? Oh, just because they showed that argument the night before.
Because he should be a cult leader and she should follow him.
Oh my god. Milton would be, like, the face of the operation, and then his mom would be, like, pulling all the strings, like, behind the scenes because she is a businesswoman. Like,
Yeah.
she was talking about marriage like a business. I looked her up on
Mhm.
LinkedIn. She has, like, 30 years of business experience. Like,
I like
I
it.
would yeah, I would she seems like she's really got her shit together. I want you to step on me, Mama Milton. Yeah, so Stacy and yeah, Stacy says no, and then they, like, kiss and then walk away, and they, like, act like they're gonna maybe date?
Yeah. But then he says some mean things,
Yeah, he gets super boo-hurted about wanting to be loved unconditionally.
and, like, maybe that's why she's, like, over 30 and still single.
Yeah, you're a real nice guy, Izzy. You're a real nice guy that's getting taken advantage of. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm glad that's a story that you're telling yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a bummer. So, I don't know, anything else about the weddings or the
No, they're kind of like I said, like, I didn't think either actually, I thought Stacy and Izzy were gonna both say yes because I thought she was desperate enough, and I thought Milton was gonna say no.
Actually, I'm trying to get back in the mindset of where I was when I first watched it, but I think I was kind of actually feeling more that way because Stacy and Izzy seemed like they were both stupid and chaotic enough to say yes, and
Uh-huh.
then yeah, I didn't Milton seemed like that was, like, the most emotional that we had seen him was, like, their dinner at that gem museum. So I was like, "Oh, he's, like, really feeling a certain type of way about the way she conducts herself, and maybe
Uh-huh.
he'll say no." But I was wrong.
So there was 1 marriage. So apparently 5 engagements. We only saw 3.
Mhm.
3 went to the altar, but we only saw 2 of them and then only 1 marriage. Yeah, maybe you're right, the experiment is no longer working.
It also seems like they filmed a lot of these sequentially because someone, I think it was Renee in her interview, said that, like, she had just seen season 1 when her season went into filming.
Whoa!
She applied because she wanted to be like Lauren and Cameron on season 1.
I don't remember them. Did they win? I mean, get married?
Yeah, they got married. They're like the best couple ever. They're like the poster children for this
For Love Is
franchise.
Blind.
Yeah.
Cool. Nick and Vanessa Lachey, we need to know everything.
Well, how did you feel like they did as hosts for the reunion?
Better than last time, but, like,
I feel like I was less annoyed by
her.
Vanessa. Like she like was more in the background and more like
Yeah.
journalistic.
Yeah, and wasn't, like, fully instigating the way she has in the past.
She probably got some notes from
Everyone?
production slash the entire public.
Internet, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't feel like a ton happened at this reunion. I mean, this was like objectively the worst season of Love is Blind that we've seen so far. But it seems like Milton and Lydia are having a good time. Lydia's hair looks great. And oh, Milton says that she's been a good influence on his family.
Being more passionate and obnoxious and unfiltered, wanting to be loved for who she is.
She's making them more communicative, I guess.
Oh, that's nice. So Stacy and Izzy aren't dating, but they like saw each other, and then, like you mentioned, Izzy made out with Johnny.
I I fully expected for like Stacy and Izzy to have like fucked after they went their separate ways. Like I thought that they might have enough like chaotic gravitational pull to like date afterward or like at least fuck one time, but according to Stacy, no funny business happened at all.
Hmm. Oh yeah, and then Vanessa Lachey had some weird thing where like, "Well, what does hookup mean? Sex? Is it sex?
Did you notice how many times Izzy touched her knee during the filming?
Touch Stacy's?"
Yeah, he like leaned forward and grabbed her leg like 3 or 4 times and like she kept like side eyeing him. I would have been so annoyed.
Yeah. Oh, and sorry, one other thing. Izzy, you saw so much of his socks.
Like the whole sock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was weird. Then, well, Uche didn't show up, but we got Aaliyah back, and then Aaliyah was talking. I think we kind of touched on it that they dated, but it was like the outside Milton, or so not Milton, Uche. Is that what she was
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. It was like the lecturer,
Mhm.
Uche, the
He ruined
lawyer.
it with his personality, not no help from Lydia.
Exactly. Yeah. She looked amazing. She looked so gorgeous. She and Taylor looked really gorgeous. Protecting your energy goes a long way to preserve your beauty. It turns out.
I agree. That's a good lesson. That's a good life lesson.
Oh shit, Johnny and
Chris. Yeah.
Chris
He ghosted her.
dating 2 other women.
Ah, man.
Such a nice guy though. He and Izzy are such nice guys.
Wasn't that one of the things that he said, like, at the beginning that was like, "People look at me and they just, like, think I'm a fuckboy or they just think I'm a player."
That's right. Yeah, he said they think I'm a fuckboy, but I'm really just like a sweet guy or something like that. Turns out he is. I don't buy this excuse of I was too nervous to break it off. That's dumb. What I did really like about Chris and Johnny was they seem to have like an okay rapport now. I thought that was it seems like they
Yeah.
Stacy was like trying to explain the dynamic between her and Johnny or something like that.
They were talking.
We're having like a full other conversation while while Stacy was talking. Stacy looked so annoyed.
Yeah.
And then Vanessa is like, "Hey, what the fuck is going on over there?" And Chris and Johnny are just like, "Oh, we're just catching up. We're just inside jokes."
And then but there was also, like, this little awkward thing where Johnny said, like, "I have no idea what she's talking about," and then he was like, "Yeah, me neither." And then they ask her a question like, "What do you think of this?" And she's just like, "Well, I understand what she's saying, but"
Yeah. They also showed some clip like Stacy was defending her behavior at the barbecue and saying like, "I never said anything bad about Johnny." She's like, "I never said anything about Johnny. I don't talk about Johnny." And then they showed a clip of her being like, "Johnny, you're a piece of shit." Stacy. They're both so gross. They deserved well, I guess they didn't get each other, but they deserved each other.
Mhm. They deserve the time they spent with each other.
Sure, yeah. Oh, and then I guess Izzy and Johnny also made out at some point. Do you believe it was just a makeout?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't think so? What do your sources tell you?
Nothing, nothing. I'm
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Like he seemed like very obsessed with her at that barbecue. So I would be surprised if it was like just making out in his Jeep, like they said.
I was trying to come up oh, these are good ones, these are good ones. Okay, I think I have a fuck, marry, kill for you. I
Oh,
can't remember if we
wonderful.
did.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck, marry, kill. Miriam's little outburst. Okay.
Mhm.
Milton's mom.
Just as a I think you know where we're going if Milton's mom is in the mix.
And Aaliyah in the reunion. So all things you like.
Marry Milton's mom because I want her close to me telling me what to do all the time. And I feel like if we have a longer relationship, we could like really build on like maybe she starts with stepping on me, but then we graduate to like other stuff. I really like her.
Cool. Yeah, you could graduate to other stuff,
Oh, now this is really hard because like
right?
I don't want to kill either of them.
You have to make a choice.
This feels rude. Miriam seems like she would be super fun in bed just because she has like a fun personality. Like Aaliyah is definitely a more serious person. So I feel like I'd probably want to like hang out with Miriam more in that regard. But like I don't want to kill Aaliyah. She's been through
Well,
so
I'm sorry,
much.
can you just make your choice? I know, like, this is the hard decisions you have to make on this podcast
Okay. Is this legally binding?
for the next 10 minutes.
Okay, wow. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, yeah, fuck Miriam because it'd be probably really silly, and then I guess I have to kill Aaliyah because I just can't see her stepping on me. She doesn't seem like that.
I agree with you because you need the feisty one for the fuck.
Yeah. That was a good one. What would you do?
I think I would do the same thing. Because, like, yeah, Leah, but, like, because you gotta marry Milton's mom for everything that you said. I want her
She's
near me.
incredible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then you want the feisty one for the sex, and then sorry, the way the game goes.
Okay, since you gave me these hard choices, I'm gonna give you a really hard one. Uche, Izzy, and Carter.
Fuck, Mary kill Uche, Izzy, and Carter. Okay, I'm marrying Carter, fucking Izzy, and killing Uche. He's an asshole.
He's an asshole, yes.
And then Izzy, like, oh man, lights off for sure. Carter would be funny, right? Maybe.
Lights off for Izzy. He tells us that he goes to the gym all the time and he saw Titanic at the gym and he wanted that true love. Wait, so why are you marrying Carter?
Because I don't like Izzy.
'Cause
Basically, because I don't know as much about him.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's probably about how it would have to go for me too.
And also, I would reject the shower silhouettes as well.
Yeah. Well, okay, at least you and Carter are on the same page
Yeah.
there.
Also, he's Uche's probably the tallest, but I just can't. The guy's an ass.
He made the right choice, I think, in not coming to the reunion. It
I
it would
know.
have been it probably would have made the reunion, like, actually worth watching, but yeah, it would have been no holds barred for his ass. He wouldn't have stood a chance. Well, thanks for getting stupider with us. Tune in on, Sunday night, Monday morning for more 90 Day, and we'll see if Piv has this baby.
But also more stupidity.
Stay stupid, kids. Yeah.
We'll keep working on this.
Okay, thanks, y'all.
Thanks.
Bye.